Hello everybody, and welcome back to Frostpunk. And welcome to episode 6. Oh, there's been a new patch. Oh. Bridge construction mechanics and the brand new map. Oh. But it has been a month since I've last played this, so I might be rusty, but if I'm remembering correctly, this game, we were about day 12 or 13 through. We are on the tracks to Winterholm. In fact, we are day 12. We were on the tracks to Winterholm, and we were finding out what happened since everybody had mysteriously vanished on roads. Now let's resume. When all the trees near Sawmill are cut down, dismantle it and find a good location for a new one. Make sense? I hope we do get some kind of well, not infinite way of wood, but, you know, like there's coal mines, so remember your people need to eat and sleep from time to time, as you do. As do you. The generators were located away from the rest of civilization to ensure the project could be completed. Oh. So more quieter. Welcome back to Frostpunk. It's closed at this time of day. Let's see how the temperature of our city's doing. It's doing okay. It made no difference whatsoever. The heater's on and it's still chilly, the heater's off and it's still chilly. Alright. Let's keep that on, you know. Stuff's livable. You don't need it any more livable than that. But we were going to send our expedition force off to the large convoy. Several vehicles and tents. We can see people moving between them and smoke rising from a campfire. Let's go send the scouts there. And in the meantime, we should be researching the sawmill. And we are. We have the automaton back. Very, very soon. I've got one idle worker. Here's the automaton. What's he gonna do? I'd jump down there. Where is it? Holy sugar. A word of advice, using automatons. Our first automaton is operational. This will help our economy greatly. Automatons can replace entire manual labour crews. They work around the clock, with short breaks to refuel at the generator. We can research upgrades to raise our efficiency and capability. I see. A lot of people were upset about that. Where is it? You can have automatons working at the hothouse. Well, I think I might have it working at the coal mine. And now I've got 10 people. Great. No employees available. At least we're alive, not everybody's as lucky. Oh, there goes the automaton, walking through the city. Careful with the people. You're living in some makeshift hut and suddenly an automaton walks past you. I think, but that should mean that I don't have to worry about coal for a while. Because that should be doing all of the work for me. Oh my god, it's melting the building. That's cool. It'll extract 14 coal per hour. And I don't need to worry about heating anymore. Because this should work fine. Oh, hello. That should work fine whatever the weather. Because it's got an automaton there.
Get going! Time to earn your bread.
Sawmill there and a sawmill there. Efficiency 100, efficiency 76. Oh, hello generator. The economy. We're gaining a lot more than we're using in coal. We're gaining 53, 580. 3 coal a day, whereas we're only using 216. We're gaining so much from having the automaton on that coal pile. Well, because we've been at quite a bit of a loss for recently, but now ever since then, we're going to be in the money. The coal, wood, we're gaining wood, hopefully. Steel, food might be interesting. No, we're actually gaining more than we're using, which is great. I do need to gain more raw food though. And housing conditions, nothing should be too chilly. Everything should be okay. I might build more workshops. It's idle children? Don't believe it. Sick absentees. I guess one of the better things about Gavin Purser, I guess one of the better things about an automaton is they don't get sick. You do need to refuel from time to time though. Automatons. The automatons can replace entire crews at most workplaces. They are produced in the factory and work 24 hours per day. Their initial efficiency is 60%, but it can be raised by researched upgrades. The automaton recharges itself twice daily from the generator or a steam hub without interfering with its operation. That's cool. Cost of one automaton, 100 steel, 100 wood, 50 coal, 1 steam core. You seem to be useful. You seem to be very useful. Oh, don't zoom out that far, Jamie. Let's go build another workshop. You got one steam up there. Maybe I'll build like a second one here somewhere. Try and keep some of the houses warm. Somewhat warm anyway. We've not had enough people to fill in the rest of these houses yet though. I've not got any people waiting for me. 6 absentees. I wonder if there's any 14 amputees and 226 in care. You know, seeing as I'm making so much coal nowadays, maybe it's time to go and switch on the... But I don't need to switch on that because that's got the automaton there. Switch on the coal at these buildings. Sawmill research increased. Nice. In fact, I can turn that on to get the second ring, so I can turn that off. Oh, it's still chilly, isn't it? Consumption. I'm still in the green coal-wise, though. I'm still in the green. Not really getting the music as I was in the menu. This automaton's working in the coal. That looks so cool. The blue Highlander. Oh, it needs to refuel. They're still a long way from their expedition. Oh, that's so cool. Doing 360s. Snow scoping, people. Bad food, lack of medical care. Well, hope's nice. Hope's nice. Oh. The technology tree. I wanted that, didn't I? Heating. Generator power upgrade. Coal consumption is doubled. More scouts. Charcoal kiln. Uses intense heats to char up to 70 wood. Producing 200. So 70 wood to produce 210 coal. I don't think I need that right now. Ore drill. Draws into the walls of our crater, uncovering trees that once formed a forest before the ice engulfed them. Provides up to 160 wood per standard workday. That could be nice. Punk house, dwelling for 10 people that is adequately protected from weather. Oh, so that's upgrade to the shelter. Okay, before I do that, I think I might go for the wall drill. Drill into these walls, find the oh, it's a child. child, get back to work.
Time to rest, folks. Work's out today.
Time to rest, folks. Does that affect the temperature anyway? No, not really. It didn't do anything to it. That's nice. So these being on doesn't do anything to affect the chilliness status, whereas these do. These have... That one doesn't. That one doesn't. Okay. I can save a little bit of coal that way. That one does. Yeah, because even if I put that generator on, it does nothing to affect the coldness of that. I've already got one care house. The people in the care house are getting cared for. It's actually very comfortable in there. The temperature will drop back to -40 though very, very soon. In fact, it might be a good idea to start getting housing upgrades. I have built the second wardrobe. The second workshop. I might be able to find 5 engineers from around the shops to be able to do children. Where can I put the children to work? There you go. Put them in the gathering post. So this should mean that the war drill has slightly more... I have slightly more research power, so the war drill should be completed faster. There's a potential of 130%, so maybe like... But the fact I've got 3 out of 5 there. Maybe like 120, I'm hoping? I don't want this full of people. Maybe we can find 2 engineers from like there. The amount of sick is going down, so maybe I can remove some of them from the and as soon as I remove them from the medical post, my amount of sick people double, which is always fun. Beacon and stockpiles, they don't need any more because nobody's working there. No, none of these buildings have any kind of potential with them. Oh, hello. So hopefully with the fact that I've now got... Well, I mean it's stopped now, but potential 130% quicker research due to that. So construction, let's build another coal mine. I don't have enough steam cores. Oh. That I don't have enough steel. Oh, coal mines are expensive. I don't have enough steam core. Let's just pause that for the time being then. We've survived another night. That has to count for something. Another day, another shift. It's life. I love the fact you can see them walking around. I have to get this wall drill done. Hopefully it won't take too long. Then I'll move on to get better housing for them.
Work time. Get moving.
If I put it onto 1, what does that do? It does nothing really. Nothing too much anyway. It means 1. It means that goes from livable to comfortable. And then that goes from being chilly to... Oh, that's finally gone back to being working now. And that goes from being chilly to... not chilly. Whereas I could just have the heater on for that building in particular, and that would do the exact same job as having this on. Wardrobe researched. Okay, nice. Okay, so I wanted... food and shelter. Bunkhouses. I'll get rid of all these, like, shacks that I queued up. They don't need to be there, my population isn't that high yet. Oh, there's a choice here. Help the amputees. Cookhouse helpers. Sir, a group of amputees is here to see you. We want to help in the cookhouse. We don't want to sit on our asses all day, content with just being kept alive. We can't do hard work anymore. But if we fashion some simple prosthetics out of wood, we can help in the cookhouse and earn our keep. We'll spend 100 wood. I've got that. Give them what they need. We'll use 100 wood to raise efficiency by 40%. I like those numbers. I like those numbers indeed. Give them what they need. We're making bank on wood anyway. The coal's going to hit peak soon, so I can just spend coal just to keep hope rising and discontent falling. I'm actually making more than I'm frittering away, so I can actually change it over. Okay, so I'm still got more meals in my bank. I'm making 203 meals a day where I'm only spending 168. Right, a child needs to go to work. Where can I put you, child? Be there, in the hothouse. And then that means I can put another medic in engineering. Another engineering in the medical post. And they can deal with the patients.
Gather your tools. The shift is ending.
It's going to drop to -40 very soon. Scouts have reached the large convoy. This might provide survivors. Let's explore the area. Large convoy. They sought winter home. The workers who were riding in this convoy told us that they were heading for the city of Winterhome. We were supposed to follow the signal from the beacon, but we couldn't pick it up, they said. We tried to follow a search pattern to find it, but we ran out of fuel. Leave the survivors to the send the survivors to the city, or escort the survivors to the city. I nearly misclicked there on that one. I don't want them to die. I'd rather escort them back and have them more safe. Because that seems risky without knowledge of how to get to our city. The survivors would die trying to find it. So some of them will die, all of them will die, or none of them will die. And I like the none of them will die option. Escort the survivors to the city. A frozen, empty convoy of several vehicles and trailers. They'll be there in a day, with 27 workers and 19 engineers.